So first off, we had to get on a bus to get to the castle, since our hotel room was 4 miles away. And for some reason we ended up in the park, or the Princess Street Gardens, I believe it's called. And we wandered around there for a while trying to figure out how to get up to the castle.
Because some of the entranceways that you normally use, I guess, were closed off.
Yeah.
So you had to go around. I forget what street it is, but you have to exit the park, go up on Main Street, and then up a huge hill.
Yeah. But while we were down in the park, we see this band passing in front of us. We had no idea what was going on. Later, we find out that there was a huge Jubilee celebration for the final day down there in the park. But it was kind of cool. We got to see at least some of the band.
Yeah, seeing the flowers, they had those all over England. I didn't see any in Wales.
That's the street that led up to the castle.
Oh, I forgot about the Viking guy.
Yeah.
He was really cool.
He didn't move much.
So apparently there's a huge amphitheater or something that they're making right outside the castle.
But this was the entranceway to the castle. We already passed through the main entrance.
I think it's the only entrance.
But this was the actual gate. Castle gates. As I come to find out later that it's called.
I just really love on this castle they built it so intricately with the rocks.
Yes. It just naturally formed into a wall out of the rock, out of the mountain. That's where we just walked through. First thing first, we wanted to try to see the view. This was my first glimpse of the view because the walls were really tall at that point and I couldn't see over them. I could only see through the holes.
Which is hilarious because I could see them over them the whole time.
Yes, you were a head above everything. I had to reach my camera up just to look over.
It is an awesome view of Edinburgh in the sea.
Yeah, you can see the couple ahead of us had the same issue. But it was a good view, and eventually the wall did get shorter and I was able to look over naturally. Oh, and there's that monument you went and saw.
And the observatory's over there.
You ended up seeing that later that same day. This had such a great view of Princess Street.
It was pretty much just like a whole little village.
Inside there,
Inside the castle, which I think was very common for big castles, but it's really very cool to see that in person.
You stopped to read some of the signs. I found the walkways really fascinating. Just the way the rock was this a bunch of little rocks put into the ground it looked like. But then it even had the design. And I was really surprised at how steep this was. You can't really tell on the camera.
It was very steep, but they had sloped it very well. The craftsmanship on this castle is top notch.
Yes, and very well preserved, I must say. But I mean, that was a steep little climb for just a small hill around a curve. Oh yeah.
Oh, the biggest cannon. One of the biggest cannons in the world.
Was it really?
I think so, yeah.
It was pretty cool. This chapel was so adorable. It was so tiny. It was right next to that cannon, I believe. But everything in it was just very small and intricate. I found the stained glass very fascinating.
We say small and intricate with those because we had seen a bunch of minsters before.
That's true. But this was just a tiny little thing, and I don't know if I have any good video of it, but there was only a few pews, and that was it. And the doorway just to get in was super tiny. We kind of just walked around aimlessly, honestly. We didn't know where we were going. We just started following a path. And then this is where we ended up. Oh, and this is where you can see the amphitheater that's being built, right outside the gates.
Yeah, so if anyone knows why or what that's going to be, please comment down below. It just really took away from it because it was so modern looking compared to this very old historical castle.
Yeah.
And I'm really curious of why, it's right outside the entrance, so I'm very curious about it.
This was the courtyard. I don't know if it had a name, but that building was really impressive. We did go inside, but I forgot to take footage of it.
And again, all this is inside the castle.
Yes, it's the whole town. Oh, yes, and we did see the crown jewels.
the Scottish crown jewels.
Of course, we couldn't get actual footage of them because that's not allowed. I do obey the rules. But I did want to show off the staircase. It was really steep. And then I think this is part of the same building inside. This part I was allowed to take footage of. So that was pretty cool. And then outside the memorial again. I discovered there was a
statue?
A statue, but it looked very much like the stained glass from the little chapel. The person on it anyway. So I don't know what the significance of that. I couldn't figure it out. Oh, I did want to also mention the uniqueness of the rocks in parts of the castle because they're different colored.
And there's Edinburgh. That's the park, that's for the Queen's Jubilee celebrations.
Yeah, people were gathering there. I never saw if it was all the way full, but there was a lot of people coming and going, it seemed. And they played the weirdest music.
Hey guys, we're at the Castle Edinburgh. Thank you guys so much for recommending this. It is truly amazing. It's so beautiful.
The views.
The views are unbeatable. Right now there's doing a Queen Jubilee thing down at the park. I don't know if you guys can hear it. They're playing a bunch of Star Wars music right now.
That's weird.
We had to come up here because we had the tour booked, so we couldn't go down there and check it out. But the castle, some of you guys said it's not worth going, but it absolutely is.
Yeah.
I love the different layers, how old it is, how well sound travels from the park, the bagpipe.
Yeah, it's way down there and you can hear very clearly.
There's a bagpipe way down on the street, and then on the main street of Edinburgh, Princess Street, and you can actually hear that coming up from here. I think it's getting drowned out by the other band, but
and it's kind of windy. It is a bit colder today, though.
it's colder. The sun kind of went away.
Yeah.
It's cloudy, but it's absolutely beautiful. The scenes are unbeatable.
What I love about the castle so far is it's like a maze. You just keep taking all these different turns, and it's hard to tell if they're going this way or not.
The different layers are amazing too, and the cannons. There's a cannon from the 1500s.
It's crazy.
I don't think it works anymore, but still.
It's massive.
Yeah, so anyway, and I love that you can see almost all of Edinburgh, but you can also see the ocean.
Yeah.
You get a beautiful view of the ocean, beautiful view of the city, and as well as you can hear everything up from the city.
Yeah.
So it's just all around an amazing castle. I'm really, really glad we came.
We still have more to explore.
There's a few more rooms or sections we haven't seen yet.
Alleys.
So
I don't know.
I don't know what to call them, but yeah, this is definitely worth. I forget how much it was. I think it was 18 pounds per ticket or something, but yeah, it was definitely worth it because this is probably one of the. I mean, there's so many castles we haven't been.
It's the first official castle we've seen.
Well, we went to Tower of London, but anyway,
was more like a
I keep
fort
calling
to
Tower
me.
of London. It's
No, it's Tower of London.
yeah, Tower of London.
The other one is Tower Bridge.
But this one is definitely seemed like more defense. I don't know the history of it, but
gosh, it'd be hard to attack this.
this one is
so
just so high. I just love how it's literally built into the mountain. It's so unique and so beautiful. We absolutely love it. So we're really glad we're here. We're really, really glad we're checking it out.
Definitely recommend it if you haven't seen it.
What else? I just love the rock formations. I love how it's built, how it's designed. It seemed very well done. So anyway, guys, all right, that's all we have for now.
So at this point, we were just trying to walk around and see if there was anything we missed, because I felt like we missed a lot because we kept walking in circles. Oh, and we definitely wanted to try and see the barracks. So we were trying to figure out where that was.
It was interesting though to see there were coffee shops and some restaurant type places in the castle, which again just seemed very out of place.
A little bit.
They were cool to have, but I get it.
It's understandable. It's a very touristy
They're appreciated, but at the
place.
same time it just did distract. Seeing cars up there was just I don't know, something about it just seemed off.
There's me.
Looking so cool. The one shorter bag.
I felt like I was very casual that day. So I think this was in the War Museum section. It had all of the weapons. It had this really cool woodwork. Very well carved.
Oh yeah, the ceiling is what I was impressed with.
Hence, because you're the one recording here.
Yeah. And so I was more impressed with the woodwork than the swords and such.
Yeah. But there was a lot of cool artwork. The badges reminded me of Boy Scout badges, but I think they were ones of all the different clans.
Yeah, and those would be massive Boy Scout badges.
I think that was the ceiling in one of the rooms.
It is.
And then finally we made it to the prison. Like I said, we forgot to film a lot, but we did take a few pictures.
Yeah, I didn't even know that they even had a prison at all in there. So it was kind of a surprise to find that. And it was a lot of history and definitely well worth going to check out because it is a very interesting, the difference between like the military prisoners and like the
criminal prisoners.
Yeah.
And at this point, I think we were kind of wrapping up our journey, but we found another stairwell we hadn't walked down. So we went ahead and checked that out and ended up opening up right where we had started. But it was a whole nother view from up here.
I did actually see where they buried the crown jewels during the war. But again, I had forgotten to film it.
Right.
And it was very dark anyway, because it's just in a random room under one of the staircases.
I think I missed that.
You did, yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back again because I feel like I missed a lot. We didn't have a map, and I don't know why we didn't grab a map. We just was like, let's explore, and then didn't have a plan. I would recommend if you go, have a plan, because otherwise you will miss some stuff. Also, shout out to the walkways. They were very cool. I don't know if that was the original walkways they were designed like that, but still very neat. And this is on our way back out. One final glance at the castle.
I just love the layers of the castle.
Yeah. And that about wraps things up. We ended up walking down the Royal Mile, I think it is, and kind of sightseed there.
Anyway, guys, that wraps up Edinburgh Castle.
We sure had fun, and we would definitely go back again, I think.
Thank you guys for watching.
Make sure you like and subscribe so you can keep following us on all of our trip.